Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 97 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
Pretty good. Hey, episode 97. That's really getting up there, isn't it, Sean?
It sure is, Kevin.
Yeah. That means we're close to, like, some big number, right?
98
Yeah. Degrees.
Fahrenheit.
Fantastic. Also, boy band. If you haven't seen it already, we put up a video yesterday, hype video. Episode 100 is coming. Long story short, first, check out the video. But if you haven't yet, long story short, we want episode 100 to be all about you guys. Episode 50, it was episode 50.
All about us.
It was all about us. It was very self-indulgent, but it was a lot of fun. We never thought we would even get to 10 episodes, let alone 50. Episode 75, we went through our top 75 favorite games of all time. Now for episode 100, like we were saying, the video is one of the funny. It's my favorite video I think we've ever made, and I don't know how long it ends up being, but 30 seconds, a minute, whatever it was. It's probably my favorite video we've ever made. We just had the most fun in the world shooting it. We love it. But like seriously, like so we started this podcast, and still the reason we started this podcast because I was just like, we want to get together, we want to talk about video games. I want to hang out with my brother. This gives us a reason to get together every week, hang out, shoot the poop, the po-op.
Just poop shooting.
Two-player po-op. Shooting the poops. And hang out and stuff. But then, as we did this, I mean, we're getting near, that's the other thing, we're getting near 500 subs. Right now, as we're recording this, we're at around 480. Seriously, share this video with your friends. We're trying to get to 500 before we hit episode 100. So that's basically 3 weeks away to get 20 more subs. I think we can do it. I know y'all can help us, but so it's almost like personal therapy for me to get out here and just hang out with Sean and record and talk video games and hang out with him. But we also hang out with all y'all that watch this. And we've met so many amazing, awesome people through this podcast. And that's why we decided for episode 100, we really want it to be about y'all. And so what that means is, if you haven't seen the video, hit us up on Twitter at KevinWhite24, at RealSeanWhite, at 2player_co-op, or comment on that video or this video and let us know what you want us to talk about on episode 100. Literally anything video game related is on the board, or wrestling, movie, whatever, just not politics. We're not going to talk politics, and it's just depressing. But anything you want us to talk about. We kind of did that a little bit with episode 50. We had some questions beforehand. We had some questions coming through in the chat and stuff, but we want this. We'll probably we'll do the normal things. We'll talk about what we've been playing. We'll run through the news if there is any news. It's going to be kind of at a dead time of the year. Well, not a dead time. It's when all the big games are coming out, then the news kind of dies down, but we'll run through that. But then we want the main topic of the show to just be answering anything that y'all send in. Yep. So hit us up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Also, another video that went live yesterday, if you haven't seen it yet, our first episode of Mario Mondays. We played through World 1. If you're not familiar with this, we're playing through all Super Mario Brothers 3, one world at a time, no warps, no cheats, no save states, no nothing. We're playing through this on the NES Classic. Y'all wanted to see it? We're giving it to you. So if you haven't, go back, check out the Mario Monday video from yesterday, World 1.
From yesterday.
You said the song's grown on you, the new 30-second song.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Do you believe that you can win this fight tonight?
Whoa, whoa, do you believe that you can walk on water?
So we had a lot of fun playing Mario 3. First video is going up. Nope, first video went up.
Went up yesterday.
Tomorrow for us, yesterday for you.
We're recording this Sunday night. It's confusing.
Yeah, check it out. And there are 7 more to come after that one.
I
hope you enjoy it.
It's definitely, and I was telling Logan on Twitter, I can already tell this is my favorite series of, and not that we've done a lot of Let's Play series. Like we did Lost Levels. Was horrible. Well, we did Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3 also.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, and then Broforce. I think I'm going to like this even better than Broforce because this is literally one of the 10, maybe 5 best games of all time. And I'm just playing through it, even though I'm not, he's definitely better than I am. Even though I'm not that great at this, it's one of those games where I don't mind dying. I mean, I get frustrated in the videos. You'll see it. Yeah. But it's just like but it's like a good dying, if that even makes sense. I just love the video. So anyways, go back, check out World 1 went up on Monday. Come back next week for World 2, 3, 4. You know how to count, and it'll go from there. Anything else I'm missing?
I think you got
for
it.
the housekeeping. And if this is the first time you're seeing us on the Two Player Co-op podcast, thank you guys so much for being here. This is the weekly podcast where we get together, two brothers who like to talk video games and sometimes drink bourbon or wine and beer and talk video games. What we do is we get together and we talk about what we've been playing. We talk about what we think is the news that is most important for y'all to know about. Then we finish every podcast by playing what is known as the Back the Box Challenge. If it is the first time you're seeing us, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video with your friends. Like I said, we're on a quest to hit 500 subs, which I never would have even imagined would be possible when we started this thing. But we're on a quest to hit 500 subs before we get to episode 100 in 3 weeks. Thank y'all so much for being here. Sean. Oh, and also a lot of times we start out the episode BSing about stuff, and I'm going to BS about stuff right now. Yankees. Logan knows. I went into this season saying if we even won like 85 games, that would have been awesome. We're a bunch of young guys who can hit. I think they'd be able to hit. Turns out they can really hit, but no pitching. So I was like, whatever. Whatever happens. Next year will be good. And then the year after that will really be a contender. We made it to Game 7 of the ALCS.
Yeah. I'm very torn because I'm not ever one to, the moral victory kind of thing. Like,
right.
I've never been so. I mean, I'm bummed that they lost, but at the same time, it's like,
yep,
good job. I'm almost okay. I'm not okay with it, but like you said, they blew our expectations out of the water. So, it was a fun ride, and yeah, I think they'll be better next year.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that we'll get further than we did this year, but they will be a better team. I think we just kind of caught lightning in a bottle at the right time this year and whatever, but it was fun.
But when you even think about the ride that we went on, just from the second the postseason started, down 3-0 with one out in the first inning, I'm like, well, this sucks. And then we fight back. And then we go down 2-0 to Cleveland. And we've got the idiot Kluber out there with the way he licks his fingers like. It just annoys me, and it annoys Jacko too. Now I know that. Down 2-0 to these guys that won 100 games. They won how many in a row, Sean? 22, 23, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we come back and we beat them 3 in a row. Then we go down 2-0 against Houston, which a lot of people think is the team to beat. And by the way, have you seen all this old Sports Illustrated cover where they said the Astros will win the World Series in 2017, back in 2013, I think? Yeah.
Why did they say that?
Just because of how ridiculously they had built up their farm system, and they had this 5-year plan and everything, and they called it. I mean,
wow.
I will say I don't see them beating LA.
I don't even care. I'm rooting for LA.
I'm rooting for LA, but I don't
know. Houston, I mean, God.
I know.
Had a rough few months,
but is it just me or does everybody act like Jose Altuve is this saint? Like he's just this great guy. It's because he's a little guy.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm sure he's a fine gentleman.
Why, when he hit this home run to right field, okay? Smacks this home run to right field. This dude holds the bat all the way down until he's right at first base and then does a flip that Jose Bautista would have been proud of. And I'm like, you little friggin' little punk. So now I didn't feel bad when Dave Robertson brushed him back. He was like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't do that on purpose. No, you did it on purpose, and you should have done it on purpose, and I'm proud of you. I don't like Jose Altuve. He's gotten on my nerves.
Here's the thing. I do not understand all these, I will say, stupid little, like, unwritten rules in baseball. Like, don't you dare touch the pitcher's mound if you're not a pitcher. And if you hit a home run, don't you dare celebrate. You can't be happy. You just run the bases and you just continue on with your life. It's like, what? I mean, you thought the NFL was bad. I mean, at least this isn't MLB imposing these rules. It's just the players. But at the same time, it's like, get over yourself. Like, pitchers get happy and fist pump every time they strike somebody out. Let the batter celebrate. Like, give me a break. I don't understand it.
My thing, I
don't like it. I don't like what he did. But that's just from a Yankee. I mean, I'm not like deeply, deeply offended by it. But I mean,
but it's like what Bill Clinton said about.
But if Judge did it, I would love it.
Well, yeah. It's like what Bill Clinton said about something. I don't want to mention the word because then YouTube might say we're not like advertiser friendly. What the hell was that? What Bill Clinton said in the 90s, or it wasn't even Clinton. Was it Clinton? I don't know what it is. I don't know. I can't define. No, it wasn't him. It was somebody. Logan, let me know. I know you'll know who's had the quote, but like I don't know what PORN is, but I know it when I see it. It's like I don't know. I can't write a rule that says this is the line for celebrations, but I know it when somebody goes over it. And that crap that he did, that was going over it. If you stand if you stand at home plate for like 4 or 5 seconds just watching it,
but why is that
much.
Such a big deal? But then when Golden Tate drops a people's elbow on a football, you're like, that's awesome.
Well,
like,
first off,
why does everybody get so offended in baseball about celebrations? And
first, Golden Tate's on my fantasy team, so I absolutely
but you don't get bonus points for celebrations.
No, if he did, I mean, he would have had 1,000 points that week. It's because baseball is baseball. It is the oldest game. It's been being played for thousands of years.
Somebody fact check that.
Right in at kfgd.com/you're wrong or whatever it is. No, but it's like it is the sport with the most tradition and the most aversion to change and all that. So it's just like, I mean, really it's because it's I just picture a bunch of old white guys that are mad about it. And I'm an old white guy now. Not that old, but you know what I mean? It's just like, that's not how our game is supposed to be played, young man. Normally, again, if he would have just done that against Boston, I would, but it's because it was us. I took offense to it.
But it's not even like, it's really just the players. The fans love it. The announcers seem to love it. It's not like golf, which is very much a gentleman's game and a game very steeped in tradition. It's all, the fans are just... Nice putt. Cheering for everybody. Nobody gets booed. Everybody wants everybody to win. Everything is just total class there.
Did you see?
And then in baseball, it's like the total opposite, but they still try to uphold these, like, no, we are gentlemen here, and you shall not do that.
It's really what it is. Actually, I'll tell you what it is. It's the pitchers getting butt hurt that they gave up a home run.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
It's the players. It's nobody else.
Tom Brady threw another home run. Dang it. Touchdown. Tom
Hogan?
Brady threw a home run. I don't know. I'll check on it.
It's not Hogan. I quit.
So I don't know. Again, at the end of the day, like I tweeted yesterday before the game started, and I think Logan retweeted it and stuff. But it's like, no matter what happened in these playoffs, I couldn't even put into words how happy I was, how proud of this team I was. That like I will never, even though we didn't win the World Series or really come that close because we didn't even make the World Series. I'll never, ever forget this season.
It was fun. Yeah.
It was so, like, these are the you know what this reminds me of? And I hope I'm not jinxing us for the rest of eternity. It reminds me of 1995.
Okay.
It reminds me of Jeter and the Core Four and everybody that was first coming up and was like, man, and the only thing that I still hate to this day is that it was Mattingly's last year and he didn't get to win the World Series with us. Was it not Hogan?
James White.
Okay. This team, if we add 1 or 2 pitchers, has the potential to be really... we have the potential to go 4 and 5 years or whatever it was from 96 to 2001. 96 to 2000. 2001 we lost. Yeah, we won 4 and 5 years from 96 to 2000. We have that potential. CC is... God love him. I don't know if we need to re-sign him. I don't know what pitchers are going to be available. There's been talk of Chad Green was a starter for most of his career, and then we put him in the bullpen. I think that guy can be a starter again. He's got some great stuff. I don't know where we go from here, but I'm very excited for what the future may hold.
Yeah, it was a fun ride. My issue with baseball, outside of everything I just complained about, I can't get into it. until the postseason. I don't care.
As
much as I love the Yankees, if they lost a game, I'm like, well, there's still 161 more. Like, I'm okay with it. Versus football, I mean, even at this point with the Giants, I don't even get that upset because they're done. But when the Giants are good, if they lose a game, and it's even worse for college, if you're a big college football fan,
you lose one game,
you're almost done. Baseball's like, we're playing 162 games. Like, what? I find it hard to get too invested in any one game.
I will say I watched more Yankees games this year than I have in the last few years. That's because we were good. But like how mom and dad will get extra innings every year, no matter how bad
every single game,
and watch every game, and it's almost like I think a lot of times it's just kind of on in the background. They're on their phones, or mom's reading a book or whatever. That's different. But like, yeah, I don't have the mental capacity to sit down and watch 162 baseball games. I can't.
Right.
Like I'll watch when we play the Red Sox, no matter how good we are, how bad we are, and same with them. But like other than that, the better we are, the more I tune in. That doesn't mean I'm a fair weather fan. It's just 162 games is ridiculous.
Right. When they're all like 3 hours plus.
Yes. I will say, though, shout out to the NFL. These games have definitely gone by a lot quicker. And college football can learn something from that.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about before we get into what we've been playing, Sean?
Oh, geez. I don't know. What have I been doing this last week? I feel like I didn't really do anything.
Okay.
So what have you been playing?
All I was playing this week is Mario 3 for those 2.5 hours that we recorded or whatever it was. I know I kind of talked about it already, but my God, that game is just perfect. I mean, it's obvious to me. It's a 10 out of 10. It's not even close. I think when I originally ranked it when we did our top 10 episode, I'll see if I still got the note. I think I had it number 5. Other games have come out. Some games have dropped in my eyes. Some have risen. I think it's probably still right around number 5, my favorite. But that's almost everything in my top 10 is a 10 out of 10. Mario 3 is a 10 out of 10.
It's the kind of thing where if you go back and play Link to the Past or Zelda 1 or Metal Gear Solid 3, you're going to be like, well, this is the best game of all time. Well, I think this is the best game. Well,
Metal Gear Solid 3
it's going to
is
change
the
every
best game of all
time.
time.
But no, it's great. It's perfect. It's a 10 out of 10. It's the best platformer ever. I put it above World personally.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people don't. I'm sure a lot of people do.
I had his number 5.
Can't really fault either of them.
Number 5.
I have it above World personally.
I definitely have it above World. But I've, like I said on the last episode, I've been falling more in love with World as I just go back and experience it again. Like, because again, like we've said many times, we didn't own a Super Nintendo when we were growing up. The only time I played that game was like at Randy's house or Tim's house or emulators in college. And like when I got it a year ago on the 3DS and I played through it and loved it, stopped just because I didn't want to play my 3DS. But then when I got the SNES Classic and fired, it's just so good. And that's why I'm saying after we get done with these Mario Mondays, I would love to do a sequel to it and do Super Mario World, play through that.
We'll see. Let us know what your thoughts are on our Mario 3 Let's Plays. If you like it, if you want to see more like it, then yeah, we'll probably play through World. And even if you didn't like it, we'll probably still do it. So
we will not play through 2.
No,
not happening.
We may revisit Lost Levels though.
I went back and watched those Let's Plays. God, they're awful. They're the last one when we were ready to just like
I was done with that.
Break
game.
Everything.
Speaking of Let's Plays, did you see we had another comment? It was probably a week or two ago now on WWE.
It was last week on our WWE 2K video, which we released a year ago, just over a year ago.
Like 13,000 views or something now.
31,000.
Didn't we just hit 10,000 not that long ago? And it was like,
we just hit like 25 not that long ago.
Really?
31,000. But it's
Holy
one of those
crap.
that's just going to keep racking them. And the comment was about, the audio is really off and it's not my headphones.
Yeah, thanks.
No kidding. It's because YouTube took all the music out of it. But luckily, I mean, we've probably made like, I don't know, $10 off that video, the 31,000 views.
Maybe like $1.
Maybe. But yeah, shout out to WWE 2K17. 2K18 not getting good reviews. Like I saw Kotaku did a piece and I loved it. I was like, thank you. It was just, it's time to be honest with ourselves that we've been playing the exact same WWE game for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's true. And that's why I still hold out hope. I know Greg and Danny talked about it on Games Daily a while ago when they announced that WWE 2K18 was coming to the Switch. We don't need 2K18 on the Switch. Give us No Mercy 2. You can because No Mercy
No
is
Mercy
still a
still
thing.
exists.
You can call it WWE No Mercy 2. Upgrade the graphics a little bit, but do the exact same play style. I know THQ and AKI don't exist anymore. It's not that hard to emulate that. Just do that. You can just take my money. Take my money. Sean, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Metroid 2 Samus Returns. Is that what it's called? Is it literally
This is
the
just
same
called-
exact title?
No. Metroid, Samus Returns. The original one was Metroid 2, The Return of Samus.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so I've been playing that. I played it a lot this week. I feel like it finally... I would have sworn, because when I was getting towards the end, I noticed I hadn't been checking my time. I would just load it up, hit A, like, let's go.
I looked at my time every time
See,
just
I
because
did.
I'm just
All of a
so
sudden, I was
neurotic.
like, I haven't looked at it in a while. And then I remembered, I'm like, Kevin told me he beat this in like 12 hours. I'm like, I feel like I'm going on like 20, 25 hours. 'Cause I feel like I've played it a lot. And I feel like this week, or the last couple weeks, I played it, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. And it felt like every time I played for 2 or 3 hours. And I'm just like, holy crap. And then, no, I beat it in, I told you, I don't know, 12:23 or
12:13,
something.
I think. And I beat it in 12:05, but you got 96% completion. I was like 80 or 81.
So what's weird is I went back and I think it's the map.
Okay.
Because I mean,
you got to just double jump everywhere.
Much, but when I am in the game and I hit start to go look at the map,
Yep.
down in the corner it says 100%. So I'm assuming that means I got every item. But I think the 96% on the select
Just getting in
file
every
thing
corner of every room
means the map coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. There's no. If this was a PlayStation game, even though I don't really care about trophies that much, if I knew I was that close to getting a trophy and I just had to go explore these few little squares of the map that I missed, I would do it, but whatever. But no, I think the game really picked up speed. I want to say around where maybe when I got what would it be, the Spazer gun or whatever?
The
one where you
purple
shoot
or the
3,
Okay.
so that it's easier to hit enemies, and the space jump.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to get around. It's a lot easier to shoot enemies and whatever. And then that's when I felt like it really started to feel like a Metroid game. The Metroid fights got a little old, but when you get towards the end, you start getting some new battles and whatever, and a few pretty fun boss fights.
What did you think about there only being 3 real boss fights compared to 6, 7,
Well, what's
8
weird
Super
is there
Metroid?
were 3 real boss fights, and they were all within like the last probably 2 hours of the game.
Yeah.
Which was weird. It definitely is not, and I never played the original,
Right.
so I don't know how true this is to that.
I don't
if
think
they
the final
stayed-
boss was in.
No.
Okay.
But if they stayed pretty true to that game with this, I get it. It's a remake for a reason. You're not making a brand new game. You're remaking an old game, and that's an old game on an old system. So I get that if you want to stay true to it and have it actually be a remake, you can't really change the script too much. I thought it was not my favorite Metroid game by a long shot. I would put Super and Zero Mission ahead of it for sure. Probably all the Primes. I confuse them. Definitely Prime 1, because Prime 1 was the closest to just being a standard Metroid game. And then 2 and 3 got a little different. But it was fun. It was a little too linear. As much as when I play like Super Metroid, part of me always hates having to backtrack. But Super Metroid does it well, where it doesn't feel like a chore. It's not like you're way down here and be like, oh, I got a super bomb. Now I can go open that door way back there. I mean, that probably exists, but it's probably for like a super bomb, power bomb upgrade. It's not something like...
And that's what I think.
feel like I never feel like I'm backtracking just for the point of backtracking. And in this game, I didn't backtrack basically at all until I just decided to go try to 100% it. But it was a little too linear for my taste. Whereas Fusion is not very... I mean, it's linear in that you don't... they kind of tell you where to go, but at least you're going like here, and then you go here, and then you go here, and then here, and then here, and you kind of go all over the place. But at the same time, the game's kind of holding your hand and saying, okay, now go here. Something weird's going on over there. Why don't you go investigate? And I think I don't know that I prefer Fusion. Not Fusion. Yeah, Fusion. I don't know that I prefer Fusion to this game, but I would almost prefer that kind of style where I feel like I'm going all over the place as opposed to just, well, I got to go from here to here
Area
to here
1,
to here
2,
to
3,
here to
4.
here. Exactly. But no, it was a lot of fun. The gameplay was phenomenal. They blended the whole like 2D, 3D thing fantastically, I think.
I still just love the animations of Samus, how badass she looks when she's like, pew, 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 and then the arm cannon stays on the same time every time. She's like back here, and then she's like, whoa, 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 whoa,
right,
whoa.
yeah.
Just it's just so well done. So where do you rank this game? Because when you were talking about the backtracking that isn't fun, that's what I felt about Axiom Verge. How do you feel about this game compared to Axiom Verge? I know you have. I played a lot more recently than you did.
Overall, it's better than Axiom Verge, but I will give Axiom Verge bonus points for what it was trying to do, I guess. That was more of a true Metroidvania game, I think, than this is. I mean, overall, this game is definitely better, but I don't know that I would maybe... I'm not sure I would say it's even better than... Not to... This isn't a knock on the game, because I love this game, if I can think of the name.
Zero?
No. What was the one game that was on PS4? It was an older Xbox game.
Oh,
it had
Shadow Complex.
Shadow Complex. I'd say it's around Shadow Complex, maybe. In terms of Metroidvania games...
I like Shadow Complex better than Axiom Verge for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is maybe a hair below Shadow Complex.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I love the genre in general. Any kind of Metroidvania game, I'm in. So even if this is like my 5th or 6th favorite one, that's not a bad thing. I mean, this game's still probably an 8 out of 10.
It's about an 8.5 for me is what I kind of settled on.
I loved it. Like I said, I think if they were just making a new 2D, side-scroller Metroid game for 3DS, it probably would have been a 10 out of 10. And part of me wishes they would have just done that instead of remaking 2. Because I feel like, again, if you're trying to be true to the original, I'm guessing that's what the original was, where you had to go and fight all these like Metroid infused enemies, and that's like your boss throughout the whole game.
Yep.
And so they kind of had to keep with that aspect. But I don't know. I liked it a lot. I don't know that I'll ever play through it again because I don't know. There's probably not going to be a reason, especially if Link Between Worlds ever comes out on Switch.
Yeah.
I may be done.
3DS is dead.
I may be done with my 3DS now. So we'll see.
Yeah. What'd you think about that final boss showing up without any spoilers, if you guys care about Metroid?
No spoilers.
Out of nowhere, I friggin' geeked out. I know that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was very happy, but also like, oh crap, when it happened. Once
you seemed like you had an easier time with it than I did.
I think I beat it on like my 4th or 5th try. I kind of like the first time I just got destroyed.
Yep.
And then the second time, I think I got past the first phase and then got destroyed on the second phase.
Yeah.
And then the third time, I got destroyed I got past the second phase and then and then once I figured out the patterns, I think I beat it on maybe my 4th or 5th try.
It's all about building. Okay, this is how I get through 1. Oh, 2 is different. Oh, these are
just
new attacks.
Keeping an eye for
crap.
the tells, what's coming and how to avoid
that
it.
attack where dude would go like...
And
sometimes
I would
grab
you and like slam you and
dead.
throw you.
Yeah. If you didn't have like 5 energy tanks, or sometimes he would put his tail on the ground and I'd
pull it up. And
it
does,
but that's when I thought he was
thing.
going to do this. I was like, oh, I do this, and then the shockwave comes and it's like, oh, dang it, But yeah, once I got the hang of that,
it's all pattern and timing. But no, that was cool. And again, no spoilers, but the very very end, the post credit scene, if you will. I'm trying to think back to how, if that makes sense. timeline. I mean, I'm sure it does.
It
they
does.
know what they're doing.
What I was reading is that it does. Because that game, I mean,
well,
if you care about that game's way at the end. It's at the end. That's so.
But
you're saying, but this game, like it goes.
I feel like
bang,
a lot
bang.
happens between this game and that.
It does because it goes to Super Metroid. I think the Prime games, and then eventually you just are like, oh, I got to go back there and deal with that.
Oh, that's true. Because you're just, all you see is the enemy. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So okay. I was thinking it had something to do with Samus, but it doesn't. Yeah, it was just the enemy. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. And that kind of made me want to go back and play that game. So Saturday night, when I finished it, if it wasn't for
Yankees,
Grizzlies, and Yankees, and whatever, I was tempted to start. I didn't know what. I was leaning towards Zero Mission. But then I'm like, I haven't played through Super in a while, so I was going to start that. But then I kind of wanted to play this, and like, in the end, I didn't play any of them. And now I'm probably not going to because Mario comes out Friday, and that's going to probably take up all my time for a while. So
remind me at 8 a.m. to email Jason about the ROMs. Sorry, Jason. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It said Rams, whatever.
You'll get it. But yeah, in theory, I don't have a terribly, terribly busy week. I could probably get through at least one of those games this week, but I don't know. I kind of need like a Metroid break.
That's why, again, so Saturday night I was watching the Yankees and Grizzlies and doing some edits on Mario Mondays. I was like, I would like to go fire up Zero Mission and keep going through that, but I'm like, I'm kind of like okay to just not play any games until Odyssey comes out. Right. I still am so worried about that game. I just am, Sean. I know I'm probably crazy or I'm just being Colin. I don't know. But I am so worried about that game. I don't know. The capture thing, I'm not sold on it yet. What?
God, I hope this is a foreboding. What's the word? Foreboding. Yeah, that's what. But that's not the word. What's foreshadowing? I hope this is foreshadowing.
Who won?
Finn.
Well, it's a Raw pay-per-view.
Right, I figured he was going to win, but but
they're on separate brands.
Apparently,
poor Luke Gallows,
Luke
Anderson, and Gallows and Anderson, whatever their names are. Poor them. They need AJ and or Finn. They need to. Can you imagine how much shop they would wreck if they just teamed those four guys up?
Yeah, and
just made them completely overpowered. You saw the thing about Styles wanting to take on the Shield.
Yeah.
Oh. But now the whole locker room has freaking meningitis, so I don't even know what's going to happen.
And then after that, they moved right on to Jason Jordan versus Elias Sampson.
That's on a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Stop with the Thank God they didn't put Jason Jordan in the main event instead of Angle. It wouldn't have surprised me. And that's the cooldown match. It's already 9:15. It's almost time for the main event.
Did you see Enzo won the title back? I mean, not that I even really care, but...
He is so hated. Did you read that? He is so hated by every wrestler in the WWE. They don't let him dress in the locker room.
Really?
That's how much of a D-bag he is. Yes. Like, it started with just quotes that he believes his own BS and all this other stuff, but it's gotten to the point now where he is so hated they don't let him dress in the locker room.
Wow. I find that hard to believe. I mean, he seems like on Twitter when he's not just being himself. I guess when he's being himself, he seems like he's a good guy and stuff. But
well, I mean, yeah, that's like Batman seems like Bruce Wayne seems like he's a normal millionaire playboy when really he's a vigilante.
I guess.
God, I can't wait. Did you ever go back and watch Justice League?
I did, yeah.
What do you think?
I mean,
you're already sold.
Yeah, it did.
What'd you think about the beginning? Did you know the music when Clark's there? Oh,
yeah.
God.
It's what, 3 weeks?
4.
Oh, God, it's 4. Yeah.
4 weeks, yep.
Ugh. No, I don't know. I can't wait. It's gonna be good.
It's going to be better than Batman and Superman, I think.
Yeah. If it's better than Wonder Woman somehow, I will be Very, very, very happy. And even if it's not, I mean,
the fanboy in me will probably walk out of it unless it's just a garbage truck on fire, thinking that it is
the best movie ever.
A few days later, I'll be like, well, I mean, okay, it's still not better than Dark Knight. It's not better than Wonder Woman. It's not better than Logan. It's not better than it's probably going to be better than the Avengers. Sorry, I'm a hater.
Of course.
We got a cup of haters here.
Cup of haters.